Hey everybody, and welcome back. So we are setting up our March budget. So we are going to go through and do all of our layouts for the full month and see what we're looking at. We are looking at getting our tax refund back in March, so we are going to also have that coming in, so that's going to be a fun addition. But we are first going to set up all of our kits and do our layouts and all of our numbers that we do have. So we're going to flip on over here to March. So this is our March washi for the monthly view. We're actually going to split it this way. So there are a few things going on in March. We have Easter. My mom's birthday is in March. And then we have St. Patty's Day. What else is there? What else is going on in March? Oh, spring break. The kids will be out for a full week, and I will also be out of work, so I have to take that into consideration when doing our budget for this month, because my check will definitely be less. And then we're out on Good Friday, and I want to say the 15th. We're out on that day as well. So, all right, here is our monthly overview. I will go in and put all of my date dots in off camera, so that way it doesn't take up too much time. But this is how our first sheet that I like to set up looks like. In our monthly calendar, I track when we pay all of the bills and they have cleared our account. Also like to track our groceries, gas, spending, miscellaneous, those categories in here as well. And then days that we don't spend any money for this month. So there's 31 days. I am going to shoot for 18 days of no spends. I would love to see that. That would be really cool, but we'll see how many we end up with at the end of the month. But let's go ahead and continue on over. So we're going to flip on over to these sheets here. So for goals, we're going to write down a goal. So with our tax return coming in, we want to pay off our number one debt that we're working on, which is student loan. Number two. And with there being 5 paychecks this month, I also want to increase sinking funds. All right, and then we do have just my mom's birthday and then a few days of out for spring break. All right, so over here on this side is where we like to track all of our debt. So I'm going to use my bunnies that are blue, super cute with little chicks. All right, I didn't want to go too crazy with holiday themed ones, but I did do 2 different bunny themed ones. And then I have the floral design for this kit. So, and up here we are going to do the debt tracker. And we're going to list all of our debts. Okay. So first up, we do have our highest paying, or our first one that we want to pay off, which is student loan number 2. And that starting amount is $1,744.28. We will make our normal payment of $100 plus the $53 I set aside at the end of on our last paycheck last month. So we're going to do $153 right here at the beginning of the month, and then as soon as our tax return comes in, we'll pay the rest of it and hopefully have that one completely paid off. Then our next one that we'll be focusing on is the Camaro, which is $10,912.94, which we're hoping to throw a little bit towards that as well. So we'll see how much we put towards it when we get all of that come in. Then our next student loan for at $1,077.43. Then we have our next student loan number 3 is at $3,378.32. And then number 1 is $3,347.53. And then our largest one that we'll work on after all of those are taken care of, which will be the Highlander, which is $19,464.31. And then we have medical that I would love to get all taken care of and paid off after all of our other debts are done, which has $13,315 there. All right, so those are all the debts that we currently have, and hopefully by the end of this month we'll have one less, which will be amazing. So we're gonna lay down our total strip here. Awesome. All right, let's pull out our calculator because I don't know the numbers. So 1744.28 plus 10,912.94 plus 3378.32, 3347.53, 19,464.31 plus 13,315. So total debt amount currently is $53,239.81 that we are working towards paying. Okay. All right, so the next thing I'm setting up here is our debt track, or our transaction log, because I do make multiple payments for our debt. Our cars, we pay half the payment every 2 weeks. That way it kind of just keeps the interest down and we're making revolving payments and stuff. But this month we will also have our extra payments from our refund. So we're going to throw this one down here at the bottom. Alright, so that is what our debt tracker will look like. I am going to write the interest rates in over here, just right there. Okay, so that is our debt tracker page fully set up and it is ready to go. Flipping on over one sheet. On this pages here, I like to set up the paycheck breakdown and our budget for the month. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thick washi lay down for these. Let's see. Oh, too far. Okay. Paycheck breakdown, and then this side is our budget side. So the first one we're going to do is our actual March budget. So we're going to start with this side. All right, for sources of income for the budget itself for this month, we have 4 that we're putting down. So we first have James, his income. Then we have myself. And then other, which are 3 normal that we put in every time. But we also have our refund. That'll be coming in. Okay. So take our total strip and lay it down. Okay. All right. So first up, James's income for the month of March. There are 5 pay periods in the month, so we estimate his checks to be about $3,500 for the month. For last month, my checks totaled over $1,000, but in March we are out a full week and 2 days for the month of March, which I will not be paid for. So I underestimated on my check to $600 for the month. And this might be the month that I only put in one of our paychecks. We'll see how it goes and start putting the second paycheck at the beginning of April, and then the 15th in the same month, and then moving the last check to the next month, if that makes any sense. I had a comment about it. So we'll see. And then for other, this is my income coming in from the tax office. I budgeted $400 for the month. There are 5 weekends that we'll be working, but sometimes I don't work all weekends, so I don't want to overestimate on that one as well. All right, and then for our tax refund, we are expected to get $7,030 for our tax refund this year, and that's federal and state refund. So add this together. So 3,500 plus 6 plus 4 plus 730. That is $11,530 for the month of March. Now that is definitely a lot compared to most months, and I normally don't put in our tax refund within the same budget. I usually do it on its own sheet, but I figured I will try it this way this year and see how it goes. So we have our fixed and our variable. Okay, so on the fixed side, these are the ones that will be the set amount, and we're not going to change them for the month. That's what they are. So we have the Highlander. And its budgeted amount, or its total amount, is $506 a month. We have rent, and that is $700 a month. We have Allstate. Now Allstate does change every 6 months, but it's not one that changes month to month, so we put it on the fixed side at $374. We have cell phone at $166. Internet at $66. And then pest control at $35. All right, and these amounts here have already been paid, and we know that they were taken care of. So we're gonna lay down our total strip on this side. All right, so 506, 700, 374, 166, 66, and 35. So 1,847 is our fixed total amount. Now, moving over to the variable side, we have the Camaro. which we have budgeted at $414. We have student loans, budgeted at $153, so it's the $100 for the normal payment and then that $53 from the debt that we're going to be applying to it. We have power, which we budgeted $400 for power this month. Water was $100. Groceries, $700. Gas, $400. Spending, we have $200. Sinking funds, and we don't have anything budgeted for this in the beginning of the month. Is what we put in throughout the month. We have savings, debt, cushion, and then anything unbudgeted. Yep, I messed that up. Budgeted. Okay. Alright, so there is our variable side. And we are definitely going to skip a few lines because you never know with the budget. Okay. So for the ones that we already have the money set aside, 8. Oh, that is not right. 4, 3, 400, 100, 7, 6. So 2,367 is the total for our variable side here. All right. So we have that taken care of. Now we're going to set up our paycheck breakdown on this side, which the income amounts here are going to be the same. So we have James at 35. We have myself, 600. Other at 400. We have refund at 730. All right. Lay down the total strip for this one. All right, and then total amount was $11,530. All right, so for our paycheck breakdown over here on this side, I tried to go down and list all of our expenses that we have straight down and then put in the budget amount for the month that we need to have for April. So we are going to do that, and we're going to count for how much we're putting towards any of our particular student loans, cars, savings, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to have a few extra categories this go around. So first up is the Highlander. Its budgeted amount for the month is $506. We have the Camaro, budgeted amount at $2,314. So the original of $414 plus additional $1,900 is going to be added onto that. We have rent at $700. Allstate at $374. Power is $400. Cell phone, $166. Water is $100. Student loan is going to be $1,690. Internet is $66. Pest control is $35. Groceries, $700. Gas, $400. Spending, $200. Miscellaneous, $50. Sinking funds will be $2,729, and I'm going to put $200 of that into, break it up between 4 kids to put in their savings account. I don't have one open for Sky, so it'll be the other 4. Then we have debt, which we're putting $100 in debt from our normal income, and then of course we're going to have the extra debt that we're already paying towards the student loans and the Camaro, so it'll be more than just $100 for debt, but that's the normal income amount. And then in our savings we are going to be putting $1,000, and that will go into our emergency fund savings. So we're going to lay our total down. Perfect. All right, so make sure our number adds up correctly. So we have 506, 2314, 700, 374, 400, 166, 100, 1690, 66, 35, 700, 400, 250, 27, 29, 100, 1000. All right, it equals our 11,530 for the month. Okay. And okay. So each time a paycheck comes in, we will sit down, budget it out for that current week, and apply to what we need it to go to. When we get our federal back, we'll add all of that towards the Camaro and the student loans and the sinking funds at that point in time. But we will see this every single week and do an update on that. We have our March budget set up and it's ready to go, looking fabulous. Flipping over one other sheet, we are going to be setting up our weekly check-in and our transaction log so we can stay on budget for the whole month. All right, so first we're going to lay down up here. So our weekly check-in, I try to do it once a week, check in, keep updated on where our spending's at, what we have paid, what bills have cleared, what we still have left over. And the categories that we check in for will be groceries, gas, spending, and unbudgeted. So those are the only 4 because I did not set any money aside for miscellaneous. I didn't even realize I didn't have that category until I went to go set up my mock budget for this and realized I'd never put it in. So we don't even have a miscellaneous, but it's fine. We will go without. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so there's our weekly check-in. I will go in and put all of our categories all the way down. So when I check in, I kind of like to keep track of the actual day of the weeks and stuff. So like the 1st through the 7th and on and on and on. So that way I know. Flipping on over, I like to set up a transaction log to keep track of all the transactions. Even though they're in the monthly calendar page, I like to see a running total here as well. And also helps keep me from having to flip-flop back and forth, but I get to see a different trend and layout on how our spending is going for the month. Alright, go, and here. Alright, so that is our weekly check-in and our transaction log. Beautiful and ready to go. I love the spring. It makes me ready to get warmer weather. Alright, flipping over. Our last setup that I absolutely love to set up each and every month is our sinking funds, and I'm really excited for this month because we are going to be adding into a lot of them. So I'm super excited. And I'm just ready for this month to get started. So, okay. We're going to go ahead and lay down the transaction log side because it's just the same. Every time we use our sinking funds, I just like to track what we used it and how much. So that way, when I close out our budget, I know where all the money has gone. It's real easy to keep track of. Alright. Alright, so that's the transaction log side. Sinking fund side. Perfect. Alright. Now, we have quite a few categories, so we're just going to start from the top. Now, a lot of these are probably going to be a little out of order just because I've added a few, but we have Alexis, we have anniversary, birthday, Bubba, car maintenance, car taxes, Christmas, clothes, family fun, gifts, holiday, lawn, Mel, Phoenix, Sam's Club, School, Sky, Steven, Utilities, and then we have Amazon because my Amazon has to get renewed, and I usually use tax money to pay for Amazon renewal, so y'all never really see it in the budget because I just use it when it comes due. And then we have beef, which is a new category that we want to put money into. I think that's the only other new one. Yeah. So, all right, now starting out for March, we have $100 in Alexis. Gifts has 13 in it remaining. Holiday has 10. School has 143. And then beef has the 13 that was rolled over from our groceries from last month. And everything else is starting over. So, alright. So that is our starting for sinking funds right now. The $100 that's in Alexis will get taken like the 1st of March just because it'll cover her gymnastics, and that'll be taken care of. Lay down our washi here. Alright, so there is our sinking funds. It's ready to go. Super excited. So let's kind of flip through really fast. So we have our monthly view here. We'll track all of our expenses, bills, make sure everything's good. Then we have our debt tracker here. Hopefully we'll have quite a few transactions going on within the transaction log within our debt tracker, maybe one disappearing for the following month. So fingers crossed. Camaro's goal is under 6,000 by the end of this year. So I hope to make that possible really quick. Even less will be, or even getting it even less than 6,000 will be just a cherry on the top for the year. Then we have our paycheck breakdown set up and ready to go with our tax refund included as well. So that number is a lot higher than normal. We have our March budget set up, ready to make sure all of our bills come out and are the same amount, and then adjust the ones that are going to be more than what we had originally planned. All right. So then moving over, we have our weekly check-in ready to check in once a week, hopefully, and get that done and keep track of all of our transaction logs. And then our lovely sinking funds to help fund up for the year. We're still going to use all of my check from the tax office to fund sinking funds, as well as use some of our tax refund to put just towards sinking funds. So that way we'll have a little bit in each one for when the things come up. Car maintenance, it's kind of a definitely one that we need to kind of set some into. And then car taxes, that way we are prepared for summer months when it is time to pay my car and James's car's taxes. So, but I really hope that y'all enjoyed this March budget setup with me. Leave me comments down below. Are you ready for March? Have you set up and prepared? Let me know how your month is going to look now if you already set it up, and I can't wait to hear about it in the comments. I love reading them, and I can't wait to catch y'all on the next one. Bye-bye now.